YouTube family. I don't even know where to start right now. Today, something happened today. I received a phone call from a family member, right? They called to let me know, because they were at my house on Saturday, that they tested positive for COVID, right? So they tested positive for COVID. Someone else in their household tested positive for COVID. The person who came to my house doesn't have any symptoms. The other person in their household has symptoms. So they're just calling to let me know, this is a family member. And they just came over for about 30-40 minutes while I ran to the store to buy some stuff and come back. So now my mind is racing, right? I'm so overwhelmed. I'm like, not again. And I say again because we had to quarantine for 14 days due to a classmate of one of my kids having COVID-like symptoms. So that class group, which is I think it's 8 kids if I'm not mistaken, they all had to quarantine for 14 days. So that's what we did as a family. We all quarantined for 14 days. Now we have to quarantine again for 14 days. And not only that, we were potentially exposed, Though that person came in with gloves, with a mask, they didn't interact that much with the kids, but they were here, the kids were around. That's just the point of the matter, that's the point. So I'm like, great, my kids are at school. So I had to call their schools. I started with my preschooler. I called her school, I let her know what's going on. I'm like, this is what's going on, where do we go from here? They're like, okay, you have to come pick her up. She has to be quarantined for 14 days, get her tested. If the test comes out positive for any of us, we have to quarantine for another 14 days and on top of, so 28 days if the test is positive. And if it's negative, we still have to quarantine for 14 days, but after that, the kids could go back to school. So I reach out to my preschooler, I pick her up, I get things set up. Then I go to my first, second, and third graders. Hey, I'm recording. Shh. Then I go and proceed to call my first, second, and third graders. I explain what's going on with them. And they were more like, well, they may not have to quarantine because it's through third party. And I'm confused, I think we all have to quarantine, So they was like, okay, let me call you back. I'm like, okay, whatever. So I contact my 5th grader school, explain to them what's going on, and they're like, yes, she has to quarantine for 14 days, get her tested, same thing. If it comes back positive, you have to quarantine for another 14 days. I'm like, okay, I go and pick her up. So I call my other kids' school back, and I'm like, listen, we all have to quarantine. I don't know what decision you guys came up with, but it's not it's impossible for half of us to quarantine and then 3 of my kids are still going to school. We're all just going to quarantine. So I picked them up. The kids are frantic, asking, are you okay? Why are you picking us up from school? What's going on? So I let them know. My 6-year-old freaks out because we have to get tested, so she's freaking out no, I don't want to. Anything that has to do with the doctors, she's afraid and she doesn't want to do it. So this is where we are right now. And I'm just in shocked that it's hit this close to home, I hope that my family makes it out okay, and for the one that's having symptoms, I hope they make it out and don't get really, really bad, because it can get really bad. I hope we don't have it. I hope my kids don't have it. And I'm just stressed and overwhelmed, so I'm here venting to you guys. I'm here telling you guys that I want to bring you guys along these 14 days where I'm going to, you know, I feel like I'm gonna go through this alone with my kids for 14 days again. You know, my son's not gonna possibly see his father for 14 days, his grandparents for 14 days, you know, so it's a lot. We're not gonna be able to go anywhere for 14 days, you know, like we can't go nowhere as it is. And now really we have to make sure we stay in the house so that we don't expose anyone else for 14 days. So why am I going to vlog this for the next 14 days? I don't want to go through it alone. I feel like I have you guys. I feel like you guys are part of my support system, you know, so I don't want to go through it alone. It's scary. It's overwhelming. This whole thing this year has been just insane. Like, this is not life right now. It's like you just want to wake up from this nightmare, you know? But I just want to bring you guys along, and you know, maybe this will motivate me to also do things that I've been wanting to do but haven't had the energy to do. You know, I feel like I pour so much into my kids and being a mom and taking care of the household that I don't have energy for anything else. So I apologize for my inconsistency, which I think with YouTube I've probably been pretty consistent. I post, I think, like once a week. But if I don't, you know, I apologize. I'm only human. I am only human. Us creators, we are only human, you know, like, especially like me, I'm a mom of 6. I pour so much that I sometimes don't have left to pour onto myself, you know. So the way I'm looking at the next 14 days, I'm looking at it and I'm speaking it into existence that I am gonna have the energy. My son, I'm telling you. Oh God, 14 days stuck at home. Pray for me, guys. But I'm gonna keep a positive mind. We'll do activities, lots of movie nights.
Oh, lots of movie nights?
Lots of ordering out, paying through the phone. You could leave it on my bench in the front of the house. Guys, have you guys been quarantined? Have you guys had a COVID scare? Like, let me know. Oh, and I forgot to tell you guys, I actually called the doctors. So I don't know if I mentioned this or not, but anyways, they are gonna get tested. We are gonna get tested on Wednesday, so I'm gonna bring you guys along through that too, and we'll see, you know, within these 14 days if we develop any symptoms, and hopefully we don't develop any symptoms. So I'm gonna end this video here, guys. I'm gonna post this right away. This is day 1 of the Flores family being quarantined. This is serious, guys, and it's impossible to even try and stop, you know, because we have family members, we have grandparents, we have uncles, we have brothers, we have sisters, I have my support system that helps me with the kids. So it's like, if they've been exposed by someone else and then they expose us, it's kind of like, what do you do? Like, what am I supposed to do? Lock myself up in my house with my kids for the rest of my life? Order groceries, you know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna have to seriously stop going out as well. Like, I actually enjoy grocery shopping and going to Walmart for toilet paper, toothpaste. You know, I'm gonna have to order that stuff in. Like, it's just crazy. This is gonna be like really bad. Like, it's already giving me anxiety. I just don't know. But anyways, guys, I'm gonna end this video here. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so. I love you guys. I hope you guys stay safe.